Okay, well, Rutgers keeps winning the offseason. On the field, not so much. Let's get to it.
Okay, what is it tonight? Please just tell me what the hell is wrong. Do you want to eat? Do you want...
Okay, so let's get to it. Rutgers gets another big recruiting win for the 2026 class. You know, in my last video, I talked, I said jokingly how Rutgers is becoming wide receiver U after years of futility at the wide receiver position and other positions as well, like offensive line or quarterback. Nonetheless, we landed Elias Koch, Isaiah Carter. We have a room with Ian Strong, KJ Duff, Ben Black. Newcomers, Sinai DeGraffenwright and his 20 touchdowns, Jordan Houston, Michael Thomas III, Vernon Allen III, DT Sheffield in the transfer portal. We even get a tight end in Colin Weber. But the running back room says, hold my beer. We go out and we get a 4-star running back out of South Carolina. Jaylen McGill out of Mountain View Prep in Spartanburg. Rutgers, Coach Shiano, Daimir Shur continue to put in work and do a really good job on the recruiting trail. Once again, we're expanding our territory and our footprint. It's one thing to be able to beat out Boston College or Syracuse, but it's a whole other thing when you start going into the SEC and you're competing with and beating those teams to top recruits. Who would have ever thought that? I don't know. Considering our recent history, that there would be times when we would go into Penn State, go into SEC territory and beat out top programs for top recruits. I guess the revenue sharing and NIL is a little better than we may have thought. Nonetheless, program goes not just about the NIL. They're looking for cultural fits. Nonetheless, we land running back Jaylen McGill, depending on whose numbers you listen to, 5'10", 185, 5'9", 205, seems to be about right. We, that's a Rutgers running back. That's our body type that we like at the running back position, a real fire hydrant, fire plug of a guy built close to the ground. And, whether it's Kyle or Ray Rice, we love those kind of guys that tough runners, can slip through holes, grind it out, get stronger as the game goes on, carries the team on its back. And taking a look at this guy, he already looks like a grown man. It's unbelievable. He looks much more mature and older than his years would indicate. So the number, depending on whose numbers you listen to, number 3, 4, 5 player in South Carolina, 247 has him as the number 21 running back in the country. 4-star, 200 to top 200 to 225 player, and number 16 running back in the class of 2026. He rushed this past season 1,658 yards, 10 over 10 yards per carry, 24 touchdowns, but also caught the ball 22 times for 379 yards and 7 touchdowns. And this represents a change in direction for us. And I love this. We're going after running backs who now could also catch the ball out of the backfield, whether it's C.J. Campbell or whether it's Jaylen McGill. We have guys that are going to put pressure on the defense in the passing game. Defense not knowing know where we're going to go to on any particular play, and I like that a lot. the West Coast offense for years, at least under the Bill Walsh, George Seifert iteration, used to get a lot of productivity in the passing game and at the running backs. When you think about how they used the short passing game as an extension of the running game and getting, over 100. Roger Craig, what was he got? 100, 105, 109 catches out of the backfield. So I like for our ability not only to give the defense different looks and keep them on the heels, not knowing where you're going to go with the ball, but it's a nice outlet pass to have and check down as well that can get you big plays, big yards when you need them, especially on third down. Nonetheless, last year he had over 1,800 yards last year, 8.7 yards per carry, and he had over 1,000 yards as a freshman, 7 yards per carry. So he's a really productive running back who can catch. Love that we're going to have another guy that can put pressure on the defense. And when you have the type of talent now that we have in the backfield and at wide receiver, this team is starting to round into the kind of team that we're not really used to on offense, having weapons everywhere. Especially not to beat him up, he's actually up for the defensive coordinator job at Notre Dame. But the Chris Ash years, where we had a dearth of offensive linemen, playmakers at wide receiver and quarterback, but we now seem to be rounding out and getting Big Ten talent. Now it's a matter of being able to execute on the field. Nonetheless, 2026, I think it's still early. We were ranked low 20s, around 20. Probably move up a little bit now, maybe around 15-ish, maybe inside 15. We'll probably still wind up in that 25 to 30 range, 30-ish kind of range. Nonetheless, that's good work. So Jaylen joins Daisir Carter, Elias Koch, Whitey Collins. So this class is, we're getting some guys in there that hopefully, it's a new world we're living in now with the portal and young guys, high school recruits going in because of the turnover in rosters now, because of the transfer portal. Guys are going to need to be ready earlier and early. So hopefully these guys will be able to contribute. Jaylen, look, he joins a room with Antoine Raymond, Jayshon Benjamin. Sam, not really sure what's up with him, but I have faith in Sam. Hopefully he can come back and make some plays. Terrell Mitchell out of Somerville, who Richie from the Night Report really likes a lot. We'll see how he shakes out. He should have he was a late bloomer, garnered a lot of attention late in the process, and we'll get C.J. Campbell out of the portal. So we went from DBU to wide receiver U, now to running back U. Love the direction that we're going towards on offense. Not a lot of film on him. What little I did see, he's not that kind of guy that kind of sneaks into the pack and you can't see him, and then all of a sudden he gets through the hole and gets through the pack, and there he is. He has a rather upright stride to him. Not quite Eric Dickerson, who had that really upright stride. He was a little taller running back, but a little more upright than you would think that someone with his frame, like Kyle or Ray Rice may have had. He's not going to just emerge out of a pack that you're trying to figure out where he's coming from. Nonetheless, he seems to have really good vision. He finds his way to the hole and glides through the hole seamlessly. It's really kind of effortless. Not a ton of burst. I couldn't really find anything on his 40 time. But dare I say, he reminds me a little bit of Saquon. Saquon doesn't have the the top speed, the breakaway speed, but he's able to get through those holes and get chunk yards, and I think that's what we have here in Jaylen. Nonetheless, we continue to win the offseason, and we're going to get another boost in our recruiting rankings and on paper once again, whether it's football or basketball. We tend to win the offseason. It's time to start executing on the field and the court. Nonetheless, welcome, Jaylen. Everybody enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you the next time. Hopefully there's more good news. Richie and Mike from the Night Report were talking about, there might be something else in the pipeline. We'll see, and we'll talk to you soon.